Daf Yomi Tractate Sanhedrin, page 34, B, part 2, with the words the Rebbe Meir. It's almost at the bottom. But because of the length of time, I like to keep the videos under 20 minutes, or around 20 minutes, under 25 minutes. So it's close enough to 20 minutes. So some lines from the bottom. I don't know how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 7 or 8, something like that. 10, I don't know. Rabbi Meir, hi, v'shaftu et ha'am v'cholet. Mai darish be. Amarove le'asuye yom ha'me'unan. Detinan en roin et ha'negaim shacharit uben harbaim v'lo betoch ha'bayit ולא ביום המעונן, מפני שכהה נראית עזה, ולא בצהריים, מפני שעזה נראית כהה. The Gemara continues its discussion of these opinions. And what does Rabbi Meir interpret from this verse? And let them judge the people at all times. Rava said he interprets that it serves to include a cloudy day, teaching that although a priest does not view leprous sore on a cloudy day, the court may judge a case on a cloudy day. As we learned in a Mishnah, Negaim 2:2, a priest does not view leprous sores during the early morning when the sun is not in full force, and not during the late afternoon, and not in a house, and not on a cloudy day. This is because a dull white sore appears bright, and a bright white sore is deemed ritually impure. And a priest does not view leprous sores at midday, because a bright white spot appears dull, and the priest will mistakenly deem it ritually pure. The priest views the leprous sores during the late morning or early afternoon. The Rabbi Meir, hi, biyom hanchilo et banav, my avile ahumi boile dichtani, Rabbi Bar of Chanina, Kamed Rav Nachman, v'haya bayom anchilo et banav. Bayom ata mapil nechalot, ve'en ata mapil nechalot balela. Amar le ela me'ata man tishachiv biyamama yirtun le b'nei, uman tishachiv balela lo yirtun le b'nei. And what does Rabbi Meir interpret from this verse? On the day he causes his sons to inherit. He already derived from the juxtaposition to leprous sores that the court cannot issue a verdict at night. The Gemara answers he requires that verse to teach the halacha that Rabba Bar Chanina taught in the presence of Rav Nachman. The verse states, then it shall be, on the day that he causes his sons to inherit that which he has, Deuteronomy 21:16. In addition to the term on the day, teaches that it is specifically during the day that you can distribute inheritances, but you cannot distribute inheritances at night. Rav Nachman said to him, that cannot be the halacha, as if that is so, then it ought to be that it is only in the case of one who dies during the day that his children inherit from him, but with regard to one who dies at night, his children do not inherit from him, and this is not the case. Dilma din nachalos kamart Titania v'hayita levnei Yisrael lechukat mishpat ora. Rav Nachman suggests perhaps you are stating a distinction between day and night with regard to the adjudication of inheritances. A proof for this distinction is, as it is taught in the Braita, a verse in the passage concerning inheritance states, and it shall be for the children of Israel a statute of judgment. Numbers 27:11, teaching that the entire portion is placed together to be considered a matter of judgment, subject to the procedural rules that apply to a matter of the court. כדרב יהודה אמר רב יהודה אמר רב, שלושה שנכנסו לבקר את החולה, רצו כויסבין, רצו אויסין דין, שניים כויסין דין, אויסין דין. And this is in accordance with the statement of Rabbi Yehuda, that Rabbi Yehuda says, that Rav says, that, as Rabbi Yehuda says, that Rav says, in a case where there were three people entered a room to visit an ill person, and the ill person desires to write a will in order to distribute his property following his death, if the visitors wish to do so, they can write his will and sign it as witnesses. And if they wish, they can act in judgment. In other words, they can act in a court in the matter, since they are three. Therefore, they can determine that the will has the validity of an act of the court and transfer the property to the heirs in their capacity as a court. But if only two came to visit the ill person, they can write the will and sign it as witnesses. But they cannot act in judgment, since three are required to form a court. לא ישנו אלא ביום, אבל בלילה כויספין, ואין עושים דין, משום דהבו להו עדים. ואין עד נעשה דיון. אומר לי, אין, הכי כאמינה. And Rav Chisda says, this halakha was taught only in a case where the three came to visit him during the day. But if the three came at night, they can write the will and sign it as witnesses, but they cannot act in judgment. What is the reason that they cannot act in judgment on the next day? It is because they are already witnesses to the will of the deceased, and there is a principle that a witness cannot become a judge, meaning that one who acts as a witness in a particular matter cannot become a judge with regard to that same matter. Rabba Bar Chanina said to Rav Nachman, yes, it is indeed so that this is what I was saying. Dinin nefashot danin bayom v'chule b'nahani mili amar Rabbi Shimon bar Chia amar kra v'hoka otam la'Hashem neged hashamesh ve'amar Rav Chisda minayin lehoka'a shehi teliyah tichtiv ve'hoka anum la'Hashem begivat Shaul bechir Hashem. The Mishnah teaches in case of capital law, the court judges during the daytime and concludes the deliberations and issues the rulings in the daytime. The Gemara asks, from where are these matters derived? Rav Shimi bar Chia says, the verse states, with regard to Israelites who worshipped the idol of Peor in the wilderness and hang them unto the Lord facing the sun, Numbers 25, verse 4, indicating that capital cases are judged in the face of the sun, meaning during the day. Rav Chisda says, from where is it derived that Hokah is hanging? Where the Gibeonites requested to be given Saul's sons, as it is written, V'Hokah anum, unto the Lord in Gibeah of Saul, the chosen of the Lord, 2 Samuel 21, verse 6.